Love doesn't just hurt. It consumes. It opens the deepest wound and then twists the knife. The person you want the most is often the one who breaks you the hardest. Not by accident, but because your soul seeks out the very pattern that once destroyed you. What we call love is rarely love. The tender kiss that feels like salvation is often the poison of your past returning in disguise. The desire that burns in your chest is not passion, it is recognition. The unconscious recognizing the familiar chains of pain and mistaking them for destiny. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." This is the cruel secret of love. You are not choosing. You are being chosen by your shadow. You fall not into love, but into the abyss of your own unhealed wounds. You embrace the same darkness that once left you shattered because it feels like home. That's why the one who ignores you intoxicates you more than the one who cherishes you. Because neglect is a language you already know. Love, as most live it, is not freedom. It is repetition. A ritual of suffering. A compulsion to return to the trauma that shaped you until you either awaken or it destroys you. Love doesn't begin in adulthood. It begins in childhood, in the first arms that held you, the first faces that responded to you, or worse, didn't. Do you remember what love felt like in your earliest memories? Safety or uncertainty? Presence or absence? If your parents were attuned, you learned love is safe, love is abundant, love is reliable. If your parents were inconsistent, cold, or abusive, you learned love is danger, love is unpredictable, love is conditional. That blueprint never leaves you. It gets burned into your nervous system. Your brain and body remember, even if your conscious mind forgets. This is why you keep repeating the same patterns: the unavailable lover, the controlling partner, the endless cycle of highs and lows. You're not cursed. You're not unlucky. You're simply reenacting the script your childhood wrote. Ever felt that electric spark with someone? The magnetic pull that feels like destiny? Let me tell you the darkest truth. That spark is often your trauma recognizing itself. Your nervous system isn't saying, "This person is right." It's saying, "This feels familiar." And what is familiar? The wounds you never healed. When you feel most in love, are you actually feeling safe? Or are you feeling anxious, desperate, afraid of losing them? That's not love. That's your inner child trying to finally win the affection it was denied decades ago. You don't want them. You want closure from the parent who couldn't give you what you needed. Jung's concept of the shadow is everything you've denied in yourself: rage, jealousy, greed, vulnerability, fear, even tenderness. You buried it to survive. But love rips the grave open. Why do you become the most jealous, most insecure, most controlling with the person you love most? Because intimacy touches the raw nerve of your shadow. The closer they get, the closer they come to the parts of yourself you've spent a lifetime hiding. That's why you explode with rage at a small comment. You spiral into panic when they need space. You collapse with shame when they criticize you. It's not about them. It's about you. About the old wounds they accidentally touch. As Jung wrote, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Here are brutal patterns we mistake for love. The child abandoned grows into the adult chasing unavailable partners, hoping this time they'll be chosen. The child engulfed by control grows into the adult fearing closeness, running the moment intimacy arrives. The child who had to earn love becomes the adult overachiever, giving everything, receiving little, and calling it devotion. The child unseen becomes the adult addicted to attention, mistaking admiration for affection and applause for intimacy. When you look at your relationships, do you see love, or do you see history repeating itself? Why does love feel like death? This isn't just psychology, it's biology. Brain scans show rejection activates the same regions as physical torture. That's why heartbreak literally feels like dying. Couples synchronize heartbeats and breath when close. That's why a breakup feels like your body has been torn in half. The amygdala, your fear center, can't distinguish abandonment from physical danger. That's why silence from someone you love feels like suffocation. You're not weak. You're wired this way. But if you don't face it, your wiring will own you forever. Here's the darkest revelation. Love was never meant to make you happy. Love was meant to make you whole. It's not here to flatter your ego. It's here to smash it. It's not here to keep you comfortable. It's here to burn you awake. It's not here to heal your wounds for you. It's here to reveal them so you can finally heal yourself. Love is an alchemical fire. It exposes every shadow you've buried. Not to destroy you, but to demand transformation. Are you brave enough to see love not as pleasure, but as a mirror of your deepest pain? Pause before reacting. When triggered, don't attack. Don't run. Ask, what old wound is this touching? Ask the origin question. When was the first time I felt this way? Your partner isn't the beginning. They're the reminder. Hold the wound. Beneath rage is grief. Beneath jealousy is fear. Beneath fear is a child longing to be seen. Hold them. Don't abandon them again. Speak without blame. Not, you hurt me, but this touched an old part of me. Owning your shadow disarms shame. Stay present. The shadow wants you to flee or fight. Growth happens when you stay in the discomfort and refuse to collapse. Here's the paradox. The relationships that hurt you most are the ones that can free you most, if you're conscious enough to see what's really happening. What if every heartbreak you've endured wasn't punishment, but initiation? What if every failed love was the shadow trying to wake you up? The truth is, most people never wake up. They keep mistaking trauma for love. They keep blaming partners instead of looking in the mirror. They die never having truly loved, because they never loved themselves enough to face the shadow. If you're tired of repeating the same painful patterns, if you're tired of calling chaos, passion, and emptiness love, then the work is this: face your shadow. Ask the questions you've been afraid to ask. Stop running from the wounds that keep writing your love stories. Drop this in the comments right now. I will not mistake trauma for love. Because until you do this work, your love life will remain a mirror of your pain. But the moment you face your shadow, you stop being a slave to your past and become the author of your future. And remember this: love that never awakens your shadow will never touch your soul.